They looked like the perfect couple, young, attractive, in love. But behind the polished image was a disturbing truth. Paul Bernardo and Karla Homolka would become known as the Ken and Barbie duo, a nickname that masked the darkness beneath their charm. It all began in the late 1980s in Canada. Paul Bernardo appeared to be the ideal man, confident, charismatic, and ambitious. But unknown to most, he had a hidden history of aggression. Authorities had linked him to a series of unsolved attacks in Scarborough, Ontario. Between 1987 and 1990, more than a dozen women reported being attacked in the area. The pattern was clear, but the suspect remained unidentified. Then in 1987, Paul met Karla Homolka. She was just 17. They connected quickly, and their relationship grew intense. By all appearances, they were the perfect match. But soon, Paul's behavior turned controlling and manipulative. He isolated Karla from her friends and family, monitoring her every move. Despite the red flags, Karla stayed with him. Some say she was brainwashed. Others believe she was just as responsible. In December 1990, a tragic incident occurred. During a holiday gathering, Karla gave her younger sister Tammy a mix of substances that rendered her unconscious. She said it was meant as a gift for Paul, a misguided and dangerous act to please his twisted desires. Tammy stopped breathing and tragically passed away. The incident was ruled accidental. No foul play was suspected at the time. Karla's family mourned the loss, unaware of what really happened under their roof. But the tragedy didn't stop there. In 1991, 14-year-old Leslie Mahaffey disappeared after missing curfew. She had been lured into a vehicle and brought to a house where she was held against her will. For over 24 hours, she was subjected to horrific abuse. The entire ordeal was filmed. Afterward, she was killed. Paul and Karla then dismembered her body, encased it in concrete, and dumped it in a nearby lake. Just weeks later, her remains were discovered by a group of canoeists. The case shocked the nation, but there were no suspects. By 1992, another victim, Kristen French, was targeted. She was abducted in broad daylight on her way home from school. For 3 days, she endured captivity, cruelty, and mental torment. She was also videotaped. Her captors acted without remorse. When it was over, her life was taken, and her body left in a ditch. Both girls were bright, kind, and full of potential. Their deaths devastated their communities. Meanwhile, Paul Bernardo was finally being investigated for the Scarborough assaults. A DNA sample had been collected in 1990, but due to a major backlog, it wasn't tested until 1993, when the results came in. They confirmed the truth. Paul Bernardo had been behind the Scarborough attacks all along. On February 17, 1993, police arrested Paul. At the same time, Karla had fled to her family and was reportedly recovering from an injury Paul had inflicted during an argument. She sought legal counsel and told investigators she had been abused, that she was a victim too. She agreed to a plea deal, 12 years in prison in exchange for testimony against Paul. Authorities accepted the deal, not yet realizing how involved she truly was. Soon after, investigators discovered videotapes the couple had hidden behind a light fixture in the bathroom. The contents were disturbing. They showed Karla not just present, but actively participating in the abuse. She was seen smiling, giving instructions, and encouraging Paul. The deal already finalized could not be reversed. The public was outraged. What had been seen as a battered woman was now viewed as a willing accomplice. Paul Bernardo was charged with multiple counts related to murder and assault. His trial began in 1995. The jury was shown evidence. Though the most graphic videos were kept from public view, he was convicted on all counts and sentenced to life in prison without parole. He was later declared a dangerous offender, meaning he is unlikely to ever be released. Karla Homolka served her full sentence and was released in 2005. She changed her name, moved away, and later married. She even had children, and the public learned she was living freely and even volunteering at schools. Outrage erupted again. Despite everything legally, her record was sealed. She could not be tried again. To this day, the case of Paul Bernardo and Karla Homolka remains one of Canada's darkest chapters. It exposed the flaws in the justice system, the consequences of delays, and the terrifying truth that evil can wear a perfect smile. Their story continues to spark debate. Was Karla a victim or a manipulator? Could more have been done to stop Paul sooner? And how did a nation allow such horror to unfold unnoticed for years? These questions linger long after the crimes ended. But what really happened and why? Comment below and follow Dark Truth Files for more real crimes, dark twists, and deeper truths.